Have you ever met someone who left you feeling completely drained, but they didn't touch you, yell at you, or even do anything obviously wrong? Some people call them energy vampires. They don't drink blood, they don't fly at night, but they take something arguably more valuable than either: your life force, your energy, your peace. But who are these so-called energy vampires? Are they real? Or are they just a myth recycled through ancient beliefs and modern psychology? Could this be something spiritual or even demonic? Let's begin the journey into one of the most mysterious, cross-cultural, and controversial subjects hidden between religion, psychology, folklore, and human experience. This is the untold story of energy vampires. The term energy vampire is modern. It's often used in spiritual or metaphysical circles to describe individuals who suck emotional or spiritual energy from others. But this isn't new. In many cultures, these individuals are called psychic vampires, emotional parasites, or aura thieves. Some drain you through constant complaining. Others use guilt, control, or manipulation. They don't always know they're doing it. Some genuinely believe they are victims themselves. But what they leave behind is undeniable: exhaustion, emotional confusion, a heavy weight in your spirit. So, are they a kind of spiritual predator? Or are we just using poetic language to describe narcissists, codependents, or toxic personalities? The answer might surprise you. The idea of beings or people who drain energy has ancient roots. Let's go back thousands of years. In ancient Mesopotamian texts, we find demons like the Lilu and Lilitu, spirits who fed on human vitality, often through dreams or sex. In Jewish mysticism, the demon Lilith, the first wife of Adam, was said to prey on men and children, draining them of life force. In Hinduism, certain entities called Rakshasas and Asuras were thought to feed off human suffering and fear. In Islam, the concept of jinn, some good, some evil, includes the idea that some can harm humans by feeding off their energy, fear, or sins. In Christianity, demonology abounds with tales of fallen angels who tempt, deceive, and weaken believers spiritually. While they don't use the term energy vampire, the effect is similar: draining faith, joy, or peace. In some traditions, even humans can become energy vampires. Different religions interpret this concept through their own lenses. Christianity teaches about spiritual warfare. Ephesians 6:12 says, "We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers." Some interpret this as warning against invisible entities that influence human emotions or even feed on them. Yet Christianity avoids calling anyone an energy vampire. Instead, they might say someone is under demonic influence or is a tool of the enemy, Satan. Islam warns against envy, black magic, and the evil eye. In some interpretations, people with spiritual corruption can drain others by looking at them with jealousy. The Prophet Muhammad reportedly said, "The evil eye is real." Sahih Muslim. Orthodox Judaism emphasizes guarding the soul and being aware of spiritual contamination. Kabbalistic texts speak of klipat, shells of darkness that attach to souls and feed off impurity.
These may attach to people during emotional outbursts, addiction, or grief. But here's the nuance. In all three Abrahamic religions, the cause may be spiritual, but the person involved may not be knowingly evil. Now, let's step into the world of science. What do psychologists say? Are energy vampires just people with certain disorders? Many experts believe so. According to Dr. Judith Orloff, a clinical psychiatrist and author of The Empath's Survival Guide, energy vampires often suffer from narcissistic personality disorder, borderline personality disorder, or unresolved trauma that causes them to dominate others emotionally. She writes, they lack empathy, they don't regulate their emotions well, they project negativity, and they absorb your energy like a sponge. Another view is from Carl Jung, who spoke of the shadow self, the parts of us we repress. Sometimes people project their own darkness onto others, draining those around them in the process. So, from a psychological standpoint, energy vampires are not supernatural. They are people, wounded people, but their effects on others are no less real. Mental health communities even have a term, emotional drainers. They don't bite necks, but they leave your soul tired. Some ancient and esoteric books speak surprisingly directly. The Corpus Hermeticum, an ancient Egyptian-Greek mystical text, mentions the importance of guarding the breath and protecting your spirit from thieves who do not strike with swords. The Book of Enoch, banned from the Bible, but revered in Ethiopian Christianity, speaks of fallen angels who taught secret arts and fed off their spiritual decline. The Zohar, the main text of Jewish Kabbalah, warns of Qelippot, dark shells that cling to weak souls and steal their divine spark. In Tibetan Buddhism, there's a concept called energy wind or lung. When disrupted by bad people or spirits, it causes energy loss and sickness. So yes, the idea of energy suckers goes way back. In Zulu tradition, there are people called Abatakathi, witches who can spiritually eat your life essence through envy or ritual. Among the Cherokee, there are legends of raven mockers, witches who steal the life force of the dying. In Amazonian tribes, shamans speak of soul stealers who drain hunters of strength through spirit jealousy. African, Native American, Asian, and Slavic traditions all have names for them. But here's what's fascinating. In most tribal societies, these energy vampires are not just monsters, they're people. People consumed by bitterness, trauma, or dark spiritual forces. Is any of this recognized in formal science? The short answer is, kind of. While no scientific paper uses the term energy vampire, the effects of toxic relationships have been thoroughly documented. In a 2009 study published in the Journal of Psychology and Health, researchers found that exposure to high-drama individuals can lead to measurable cortisol spikes, your stress hormone. Chronic exposure to emotionally manipulative people leads to fatigue, anxiety, and even immune system weakening. The term compassion fatigue is used in caregiving communities to describe the emotional depletion caused by taking care of emotionally demanding people. So science doesn't call them energy vampires, but it does confirm they exist, and they hurt. Let's bring this home.
from ancient demons and jinn to narcissists and manipulators, from tribal shamans to modern psychologists, everyone agrees on one thing. There are people, and sometimes forces, that take more than they give. They don't just waste your time. They take your peace, your clarity, your health, sometimes your hope. Whether you believe they are demons, broken people, or metaphors for dysfunction, their effect is undeniable. So what can you do? You protect your energy. You set boundaries. You seek healing. Because maybe, just maybe, the biggest victory over darkness is refusing to feed it. If this story resonated with you, if you've ever met an energy vampire or felt like one yourself, let us know in the comments. There's more to explore on this topic, and we'll be diving deeper in upcoming episodes. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who might need it. Thanks for watching.